Alright, what is up, chat? Welcome to this Combat Legends Yakuza game review. So this is pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna do a type of review with the game, and I'll be doing more like a freestyle rather than a formal presentation type review. So I'm not going to be like, you know, yapping for 20 minutes exactly, like I did with my first ever review on a Roblox game. So yeah. Aside from that, I don't really have much to say. Most of the information is gonna be in the footage that I show, and yeah, stick around till the end because at the end I am going to show sneak peeks and all that good stuff. That doesn't include my yapping, so if the game does pique your interest, at least within the core gameplay, then I do advise you to keep in touch with them. Hope you fellas enjoy this game, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Alright, hello chat. Welcome to the Combat Legends testing place. At least the old one. Do keep in mind that this place is is abandoned, so they're not gonna be updating it. However, it does have a lot of content that the new testing place doesn't have, and you can expect that everything you see here, you are going to see both in the new testing place and in the release of the game when they get polished and whatnot, so none of this is final. Also, this version of the game is public, so if you want, you can just come on over and check the game out yourself, because I'm not gonna be able to cover everything. So if there are some things I don't cover, then you can come here with your friends and yada yada. Let's just get in here. So when you load in, you're gonna have this little area. So you come in here and you already get your fighting style out. If you're familiar with the Yakuza games, preferably Yakuza 0 and Kiwami, you're going to be familiar with your Brawler, your Rush, and your Beast. This is your main three you use in this testing ground. As of right now, Beast is kind of incomplete. I'm pretty sure it only has one skill, so we're not going to be really looking at Beast for the most part. The game is supposed to revolve around PvP and PvE. The game right now is not really made for PvP. There is a lot of content PvE wise, and there is a lot of potential as well for PvP. I mean, the combat is pretty smooth. You'll see when I showcase the controls. Just a quick tutorial. If you hold space, you lock on. You have to be really close to lock on to a specific target. So you do that. You also enter your stance. You press E to sidestep. For Rush, there is 3 sidesteps, and Beast just has 1. You punch with your M1s, your mouse click. You can do a full combo. You also have your M2 that does the combo finisher. Each style has their own little combo finisher, depending on how many M1s it has. You block with Shift. You taunt with F, and that gives you heat. You grab with Q, that lets you pick up tools as well. Oh, and you have a menu when you press B. So you press B. I forgot to tell you about this when I pulled it up earlier. But here's your menu, your inventory, here's your settings, and here's your skills. Sadly, since I have all of them already, I'm not going to be able to show you them, but I am going to put a clip of them real quick. But anyway, since we're near the weapons too, I'll be covering them real quickly. Weapons are not completely finished. There's no heat actions for these. The only special one is actually the gun. The other weapons, you pretty much you can click, you can use them to attack. If you press Q, you throw them, and depending on the weapon type, if it's like large, heavy, and whatnot, different animation. The only real weapon that has that's different is a gun, because well, you can attack with it, but if you press the right mouse click. But that's really it for the weapons. There's many different ones. If you want to test them out, you can come do that. Anyway, there's also, of course, heat actions. You have to get heat for them. So here, I'll show you one of the Brawler heat actions. You can hit people on the floor. And Rush has some too, but it's not as it doesn't have that much variety like Brawler. So for example, if someone's attacking you, you can counter with an elbow. Crushing elbow, heat action. So when you knock someone down, you can... Oh, I did not want to do a heat action. But here, let's say I knock this dude down. He's gonna die actually. I'll do this dummy. So say you knock someone down, if you're pressing 2, you like stomp on them. You can do that if you don't have heat. And also, if you do get knocked down, you have to press E or space, depending on what... the key is gonna be different, I imagine, because it's different for both testing places. But that allows you to recover from grabs. It also lets you get up from the floor if you're knocked down or if you're stunned. So keep that in mind. Also, for blocking enemies, if they're not moving too much, because you know you hit them, they're gonna block your stuff. If you're not familiar with the yakuza gimmicks, well, if you're behind someone, you can just hit them. They're not gonna be able to block. I will not be showing all the heat actions. If you wanna find out what they are, you're gonna have to play the game. I'll show some more, I guess. Here, let me show you some other ones. These. Okay, stunned. Nice. This is pretty much all I can cover for this area. I would give you a PvP clip, but there's no one for me to PvP with right now. I don't think I can bother anyone to like jump into this game right now. So we're just gonna get right into the dungeons we have here. This is pretty much the main PvE content. I didn't mention this dude next to the ATM, but he gives you items. So if you have the money for it, you can just click these, and then when you go to your inventory that's over here, you can check out what they do. Gain 30 HP, gain heat from these. They buff you pretty much. And then the ATM is just to give yen, but it's kind of useless for this kind of map. But for this showcase, I'll be showing you brief gameplay of the dungeon. It's pretty self-explanatory. We're just gonna go in there. We have to fight some NPCs, and at the end of it, there's a boss. So every time you clear a dungeon, you get rewards. For now, it's just yen, but I can imagine that in future dungeons, when they're more developed, you get, I don't know, drops or something. And yeah, we'll see. I'll see you guys in the dungeon when it loads. Okay, so here we are in the dungeon. It's loading in, so we got a few seconds before I get jumped. Here, I'm gonna turn off the music before I get jumped though. These guys are gonna aggro. They're kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. The AI is kind of cracked a little bit, only because they play very passive when you attack them. Okay, so pretty much I got a little bit of breathing room, but there's a way to switch your, I guess you could say, way of fighting. So if you turn off lock on, you can play with shift lock, which is honestly, in my opinion, a lot better. And your keybinds change a little bit. If you press F to block, and then you taunt with T. Everything else is pretty much the same, except, you know, you don't lock on, and you pretty much have to, you know, chase your enemies as if it were your usual Roblox game with shift lock. If you don't want to get too spoiled, I'm gonna show a little bit of these guys, and then I will be showing perhaps interesting clips that are to come after this part. Okay, so these guys are honestly, they're pretty cracked. Pro tip, if you want to fight them, you can bait out their attacks. Oh. Jesus Christ. Damn. Holy fuck. That was hard. God damn. Alright, anyway. That's pretty much just a little bit of the dungeon. If you want to go clear it out yourself, you can. Oh, I suppose I didn't mention the experimental AI, but it's just kind of, you know, you kind of just go in here and you can pretty much just watch the AI like fight themselves if you want. But that's all I can show for this place. However, I am going to hop over to the tester place to show you what they've been cooking, and afterwards I will show you some screenshots and a few sneak peeks. So the review's not over just yet. So give me a second and I'll switch real quick. Okay, so here we are. This is the other testing place, the actual one for the testers. Well, there is a lot less here, but I'm just gonna show you certain fighting style, which is Akiyama. Akiyama's fighting style. So you walk over here, you toggle the fighting style, and yeah. Well, Akiyama is not finished either, but you have your M1 combos. So unlike the previous game, you also might notice from the swings that they do look a little bit smoother. So here, let me show you the M1s. And Akiyama actually has well, he also has his taunt. Oh yeah, there we go. Took a little bit to load in for some reason. And he also has a taunt for knocking an enemy down. So if you walk up to him and then taunt, you're gonna taunt. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Akiyama right now. But they also have a Discord server where they put their sneaks. There's honestly not many Yakuza games on Roblox, so I do actually kind of appreciate developers for making them, because they're actually pretty rare to come across. This game is actually very promising for a Yakuza game, because they tend to show sneak peeks. They update pretty frequently. Of course, they're not big updates, but the progress for the updates are relatively quick, so, you know. And I suppose that's all I can show myself for now. And I'll just be showing up so you guys can look at some screenshots, some leaks that have audio and whatnot, some animation tests. And I hope that this game interests you, because personally it is very interesting to me. And yeah, see you guys at the end of the video.